Yo, what is good, truckers and truckettes out there? I got my video listed. If you look in the description below, you'll find contents of the video. Just tap on the timeline title and you'll just jump straight into the title of what I'm talking about. So let's do this.
Twinkle, twinkle. Might as well reach for the stars. Way up in the air where you belong. For the gusto, we're gonna rap my much more. I'ma get mine, it's always been cut though. 10 toes to the ground, I must blow all the way up, but I do this for us though. Yeah. It's that thuggish, ruggish flow. Just like I keep my gun on me, I keep my hustle on. I know when I work the night wrong, but I've been a so tell me I better take a cut and I be gone. That's all ya, all ya, all ya.
Relentless, do the move, never close, I never think lose, not just do it, and if it comes wrong, do it, stand in my way, and I'ma show how we do it, no just no play, no conscience, leave them up clueless, I do this, forgets the goal, need I say.
The type of trucking jobs or careers that I will not take on as an experienced driver. This is a really good cigar. I will not go to a company that only has Freightliner trucks. And the reason why is because Freightliner trucks are disposable trucks. It's almost like those trucks have a schedule to break down. You understand what I'm saying? Freightliner, when it comes to part manufacturers that puts a lot of different parts into Freightliner trucks, they make a lot of money off of Freightliner because it seems like Freightliner purposely order parts for their trucks that are standard quality or just below standard quality. And there's a lot of breakdowns on Freightliner trucks. It's like everywhere I go to make my deliveries, there's always a Freightliner truck broken down on the side of the road. I never see a Mack, I never see a KW, or at least the new modern KWs. I never see a Peterbilt or the new modern Peterbilts. Really, I never see new Volvos like 2015 and up. Let's see, what other trucks? I never really see a Western Star broken down or a Coronado. But those two types of trucks are Freightliners. But when it comes to a Western Star and a Coronado, those are more personal owner-operated trucks. So those are the kind of drivers that will actually take care of their trucks. I will not get into companies that have Freightliner trucks, okay? I will never get back into dry van trucking because a lot of dry van trucking companies don't take care of their trailers. Many of the trailers operate off of leaf spring, which are easier to roll. I won't get into box truck dry van because dry van has a lot of dry seasons. I remember being stuck in Arizona. For almost 8 days before I was able to get a load. And when I was able to get a load, I had to drive 300 miles out of the state just to get into a productive state. No, 400 miles. 400 miles just to get to a productive state to get a load going. I will never get back into dry van because of that specifically. I won't go into any companies that have Volvo trucks. To me, Volvos are just not trucks. They're ugly. I don't care how spacious they look on the inside. I don't care what type of hookup they got on the inside. I don't care if the company pays a lot of money. When it comes to trucking, for me, it's more of a bravado and what I like. As it's experience that pays. Okay, not the company. It's experience. When you have enough experience, you get to negotiate your pay. Okay, you negotiate your pay, or you get a lawyer to help you negotiate a pay, you know, and you make your money from there. One driver lied to me and told me he has more than 20 years of driving experience and he's only been making 32 cents a mile. Come on. And this guy was like 40-something years old. Must have just got into trucking. Because that's like a starting pay for somebody who just started trucking. You don't pay an experienced driver 32 or under 48 cents a mile with over 20 years experience. In fact, somebody that has over 20 years experience, they ask the amount of money or the max that they can get paid within 6 months and after 6 months. But that's my experience when it comes to mom and papa companies. Let's see what other companies I will not take on. I will never go back to DayCab. I will never do local. DayCab trucks are dangerous anyway, because it's a small drivetrain, and with a small drivetrain, the load can take over your vehicle, your tractor, and you have to really adapt and adjust between coming from big rigs back to DayCabs. I had to do a retrain from the first company I started with when I got into over the road and started driving big rigs, because I came from driving box truck to DayCabs with a single drive axle. So I needed to retrain to drive big rigs. Longer drivetrain, more axles, wider truck. Heavier loads. It seems like the only companies that I would do is Refeer, KW, but specifically a company that operates a KW or a Peterbilt with a Cummins engine. I've experienced Detroit engines, I've experienced Packard engine, and those are two of the worst for me. I went through 3 Freightliner trucks in a year and a half, because the Freightliner truck itself, there was a lot of electrical problems, and then the other 2 had serious diesel engine problems. Detroit engines, for me, I won't go to any company if they got KWs and they got Detroit engines inside. Oh, hell no. Never that. States that I love to travel to, through, and from, or the regions that I love to travel through. This is a, in case you're wondering, this is Paragus 1845 cigar. I paid $20 for this, and it's very good, but very, very strong. So it almost tastes like chocolate. It's relaxing. It's smooth. It has a vanilla taste and stuff like that. I'm sorry, I'm off topic and everything. Let's get back in the topic, y'all. The states that I love to travel to, the routes that I love, the regions that I love. First, let's start with the ones that I fucking despise and hate. I hate the East Coast, right? It's always dark, it's always gloomy, it's always energy sapping, and you got some of the worst drivers that drive on the East Coast, especially Northeast. And some of the worst DayCab drivers. Just last night, actually, no, this morning, a DayCab driver tried to run me off the road, like purposely. That's okay. Once I get access to that camera that's in there, I'll send a video to the DOT and show what he actually tried to do. The guy came around me, more than likely he was probably on the phone. Couldn't have been, because his wheel literally just, it didn't drift. I know a drift when I see one. He turned and tried to cause me to crash into the guardrail. And I started to gun it right after him to make sure my camera got his license plate number and all that other stuff. So I know that I got his license plate and everything. I know that I got that. But it was a DayCab driver, and normally some of the drivers that vex me the most are DayCab drivers, especially DayCab drivers from the East Coast. The East got some of the worst drivers, unprofessional, mama pop drivers, ignorant drivers that don't know shit. They got their driving education from a mama papa school that only spent a week of training. They only been taught how to pass the test, that's it. And they learned from other drivers on the road. They just watch other drivers, you know. So this is one of the primary reasons why I hate the East Coast, you know, because of some of the worst drivers out here. I love to travel west. I love the mountains. I love the open fields. Salt Lake City, oh my God. When I pull into a rest stop in Salt Lake City, right? When I pull into a rest stop, you see all that salt. All that salt. I take my shoes off and I walk in that salt barefoot. It's good for your feet. It's dry as hell. Bugs can't survive there because all of their moisture would be sapped right out of them. I love the West. It's open. Whether it has grass, whether it's just desert, all the mountains are intimidatingly big and beautiful. I love Central, open field, traffic's not crazy. The energy, I just get a lot of energy from the West Coast, from Central, West, you know, West Central. The cities that I don't like to go to, oh my God, fucking New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. I don't like Pennsylvania. Fucking Chicago, Illinois. Fucking hate that place. Georgia, one of the fucking worst. I have a love-hate relationship with Florida, depending on what area of Florida that I go to. I love Texas. Now I love Texas because I don't always go back to Stevens Transport. Stevens Transport, when I go back there, my energy gets sapped. You know, it's stressful. So I don't like, what other states? South Carolina. All of the East Coast, I just don't like. I love I-10. Oh, another reason why I don't like the East Coast is got bad fuel economy. You know, it's like I'm losing money instead of making money. I'm losing money on fuel. Bad fuel economy. Bad fuel mileage. And I think it has something to do with the air because it might be denser or heavier. And it's hard for my engine to intake a lot of air. But when I go west, my fuel economy is like 9 at 78,000 pounds. 9 mpgs, 7.5 to 9 mpgs. If I go far west of Texas, or anywhere I-10 west, I-40 west, I-20 far west, I-10 far west, and it's not because the land is flat, it's because the air is thicker, you know, and gravity is lighter when you're going west for some reason, I don't know. But I know that my fuel economy reaches up to 11 on I-10, I-20, far further west, and if I'm going east, I-80, my MPGs are like, it's like 10.6 at 74,000 pounds total weight. The type of drivers that vex me. The type of drivers that vex me are, like I said, DayCab drivers, Swift drivers, mama pop drivers. You wouldn't know a mama pop driver. The way that you know a mama pop driver is when they tailgate you. Rookies would tailgate you because they don't know any better. Drivers that tailgate me, that vex me, drivers that vex me are the ones that tailgates me. That tells me that they're mama pop drivers. They're stupid, basically. A mama pop driver is a stupid driver. Ignorant. You know, ignorant to understanding what could take place. You know, drivers that tailgate you, you may not think it's a bad thing when another driver tailgate you. You may think it's cool because you got a line of trucks behind you. Here's the danger for those of you that don't know. Tailgating another truck. You have no idea what the fuck is going on in front of the driver that you're tailgating. You have no fucking idea. Especially when you don't leave space as much as long as your truck. Your truck is 72 to 75 feet long total. depending on the placement of your fifth wheel. When a driver tailgates you, like I said, he doesn't know what the fuck is going on in front of you, or if you're a tailgater. Drivers do this to cut traffic off, to keep traffic from cutting in front of them. Let these four-wheel drivers do what the fuck they're gonna do. Eventually, they're gonna get into an accident anyway. And the less stupid people we got on the road, the better. There's an old, I believe it's a, no, Japanese, old philosophical Japanese saying, and it's also a proverb. The only cure for stupidity is death. And when somebody does something stupid on the road, I have no sympathy for them. If they do something stupid on the road and I witness them getting into an accident and they get killed, I have no sympathy for them. And that's because it is true what that Japanese proverb says. The only cure for stupidity is death. And the less stupid people we got on the road, the better. I'm not asking you to be a Boy Scout, but goddamn, if you're gonna tailgate another driver, right? Be prepared to lose your bumper. Be prepared to fuck up the front end of your truck. Be prepared to lose your life. Especially now when it's wet and you're tailgating another driver and something happens in front of him and he slams on his brake, you hitting him can make the accident much worse, especially what he's trying to avoid. Because this is how it can be worse. He slams on his brake, you hit him, you can cause him to either jackknife or trailer swing. You get fucked up in the process as well, causing the accident to be bigger than what it didn't have to be. You understand? Those are the type of drivers that vex me. Other drivers that vex me are the ones who merge in front of me and don't leave any fucking space. So I gotta let go of my accelerator, fucking up my fuel economy for safety, because they're too stupid to understand, hey, leave some space. Just leave your signal on as you're passing me so cars would know not to try to get in front of you, right? If they do, let them pass you. Just gradually merge over. They'll either slow down or just speed up over the shoulder. But let these four-wheel drivers do what the fuck they're gonna do. You're a professional driver, okay? It doesn't mean professionalism is not just always courteous, because you can't be courteous with stupid people on the road. It means that you have the skills to perform what you need to perform as safely as possible. Plain and simple. That's it for my video, you guys. Yo, I love y'all. Stay smart, stay professional, do what you love. You understand what I'm saying? Do what you love. And let nothing get in your way of that. Whatever stepping stone you gotta use it.